In this video, we're going to talk through how to approach Edexcel English Language Paper 2, Question 6. To do that, we'll look at extracts from a couple of student responses to a set question. So don't be afraid to pause the video if you need time to read through anything on screen. Paper 2, Question 6 examines Assessment Objective 4, your ability to evaluate texts critically. This means that you're writing about how well a writer achieves a specific aim. In this example, the question is, in this extract, there is an attempt to show that Colvin has suffered as a result of her experiences. Evaluate how successfully this has been achieved. So it's asking us to evaluate how successfully, or how well, the writer shows that Colvin has suffered as a result of her experiences. Let's look at an extract from student A's response to this question first. Press pause now to give yourself time to read it through, then press play again when you're ready. So, this response meets the criteria for Level 3, the middle level of the mark scheme. The student is able to explain where the writer is successful using opinionated language such as successfully and effectively. They're also showing that their judgment is informed because they're offering two quotations to support it, each reinforcing their point. The ideas that Colvin has bad dreams and that they're like a horror film work together to help make it clear to the reader that she suffers. However, the start of the next paragraph shows that the student is about to make a completely different point. This means that they aren't reinforcing or developing their judgments in a way that would help them get the top marks. Student B's response, however, does do this. Press pause now to give yourself time to read this part of their response, then press play again when you're ready. So in this case, the student makes links between how Colvin's bad dreams are used at the start of the extract with her fear of these dreams at the end. Making connections across the extract means that the student can gain more marks for evaluating the whole text and further reinforces their first point. At the start of the second paragraph, the phrase, "as the extract develops," makes a clear link to how the text works as a whole to build up the effectiveness of the theme. This is a useful way of helping to evaluate the whole text rather than getting caught up analysing small details. Like student A, this response uses a range of evaluative and opinionated language, but the language is much more precise and sustained throughout the answer. For example, by using opinionated noun phrases such as emotional description and loaded language such as onslaught, the student is threading their opinion and judgment throughout the response, maintaining a consistently critical and evaluative tone. By talking about explicit references and things being dramatically revealed to the reader, this student is being much more evaluative than student A about the devices and techniques used by the writer. This student has used the word suffering a number of times to help keep their answer focused, like student A, but they've also used a number of valid synonyms such as troubled and horrors. This gives their response a slightly more academic tone, while still staying firmly on track. Their response would be at Level 5, which is 13 to 15 marks out of 15. Let's leave it there. Hopefully you can see the difference between the two responses. To be successful on this question, remember our top tips. Show you're evaluating the whole text by making connections across the extract. Don't get caught up focusing on small details, and be critical and evaluative about the techniques the writer uses and their success. To get in some practice before the exam, why not try some past papers and see how you do with AO4? You could take a look over the question and text in our Edexcel style example paper attached to this pod. Good luck!